Now, very, very simple subject. We call it manifestation. Okay, what is manifestation? How things manifest in our life, internally and externally. We're talking about both. We aim more toward the internally, but we're talking about externally a bit too. Okay, first of all, how many elements we have? 4 by now. Right. But let's imagine if there is no 3 elements. Fire, water, and air is not exist right now. It just earth. Would it be the earth dead without these 3? No movement, no air, no fire, no warmness, no water. For sure it's dead, right? Sometimes some philosophers like Hermes is talking, he says, yeah, actually there is 4 elements, but the 4 element, or the first element, I don't know which one, the earth, is not really an element. Because it's only whatever is happening on earth is effect of those 3. If water moves like rocks, if fire moves mountains, make earthquake, if air is just like winds move stuff, and this 3 is all going to one place. Whatever is happening on earth, it's the result of the 3 elements. Are you agree with that? Right? It's kind of this 3, like wind by itself, it doesn't have much effect. The effect is on earth. It's kind of 3 elements on earth. Sometimes we're talking about the methodology of 4 elements, sometimes we're talking about the 3 elements. The 3 elements is more in depth because we can continue that model a bit more exact. Because we're saying, okay, this 3 element is working on Earth. Now, tell me about the body. If we have the body and energy, water, emotion, and mind working perfectly fine, then the body is fine. But if the mind doesn't work properly, then the body is not working properly. Something goes wrong with it. It's the emotion, something goes wrong. If the water, right, less or more or any not good quality water or anything, then the body doesn't work properly. That would be the same thing. Okay, then the first session we draw the element like this. That's a simple way, which when we're talking about when elements work to each other, or when one is preceding and one is like fire. No, water was on top of water. It was just making the fire down. When we're talking about this model, we put it in 4 angle. When we want to talk about more human style, then we go usually like this. We're saying, okay, this is earth, or this is body, or human, or earth. Then I'm saying, okay, now there is a triangle here. That 3 is affecting here. Because now the water is affecting earth. The fire affecting earth. The air affecting earth. all three working. However, these three are still working together as a triangle, but still each one directly affecting the body, and total of these three affecting the body too. Okay, now we want to talk about, from now, because we're going through the human body and more complex stuff, we're talking about this model. Okay, remember this model. Okay. Let's see how we are doing something. I'm talking, right? Before I talk, usually I have to decide why I'm talking. What is the reason, or what I have some intention, right? I'm deciding to tell something. It's in my mind. First, the idea is appearing into the mind. Then I'm saying, okay, I want to tell something to Akil. Then, next step, I'm going to my emotion. I'm saying, okay, if I tell him, does he get offended? Or does he be happy? What would be the effect on him? He would be happy or sad, right? I'm emotionally trying to kind of see the measure, how would be this? Or sometimes I'm not thinking of Akil, I'm saying if I tell him, I would be happy, right? Even I'm saying something bad, he might get annoyed, but I'm getting happy. Still, the emotion says, yeah, okay, that's good, do it. Then that two there, the thinking and the emotion, they get together, say, okay, do it. And then it goes both down to the energy. If I'm sick, I'm saying, oh, sorry, I cannot do it. I know you're both happy. You both want me to give the energy to the throat to tell something or do something, but I'm sick. I cannot. If you get like fever or something in the bed, still mind thinking. Mind saying, do this, do that. But emotion, might be even emotion, fine. But then you cannot do anything, right? Because the body says, oh, I don't have energy. But if I have energy, these two are happy, why not? Then the three gets together. When three get together, easily it goes to the body does it. That's happening for every second in our mind, emotion, energy, and the body. Whatever I'm doing, it's the result of these three. But usually you start from the mind. Now, even we are sitting in this house, who built the house? For sure someone had imagination first, right? Someone had imagination, okay, a person is building, or the drafter. The drafter said, okay, I have to make it like this. Yeah, that's good. Then draw it. Everything in our world should start from the mental world, from the mind. Then it goes to the emotion, then it goes to the water or energy, then all three together just happens. Now, sometimes I'm thinking, oh, I should say something. But I go to the emotion doesn't help me, right? I would be like, for example, shy. Or I would have fear or scared from something and I don't talk. A want means that in my mental world, it's okay. The mental world doesn't have the fear, the shy. It doesn't mean for my mental world. Mental world is, okay, talking is like that. You just go there and talk. But it goes to the emotion said, no, it's not that simple. What if someone gets angry? What if I'm getting angry? What if, lots of what ifs going there. That's called emotion, right? And then, if the emotion is some level happy, goes to the energy, and then it just manifests. Now, that simple lesson, we have to talk for a few weeks now to get to good understanding of how things is happening. That should be the normal, and that is the right thing to do. Now, is it the only way things manifest in life? Just, I'm talking about my action, for example. Right? My action. And when I'm talking action, when someone is talking is action too, right? Talk is an action. Just anything I do, just moving my hand, talk, or anything I do is an action. Okay, for any action, is to start from air, go to fire, go to water, then earth, action. Something happens. Now, can be something not in this direction? Give me an example. Yeah, that's a good one. Continue with microphone.
At the emotional state.
Yeah. What if I'm too emotional? I'm really, really angry, right? When I'm really, really angry, and I want to just throw up this, right? It's a metal one. Okay. Emotionally, I'm hurt, and I want to hurt someone else. The mind didn't say that, just throw this one. Emotional stage is in a very high level. Now, the emotion goes to the mind, says, I want to do this one. Mind says, well, what's the benefit? He said, just that guy head is going to be break. He said, what's the benefit? If someone else gets hurt, it's not benefit. The mind says that. But emotion says, nope, there is benefit. All right? I'm getting happy. True? Emotion gets easy, happy, even with hurting someone. Because when it is hurt and it's in a very bad state, we would like everyone else to go to that state. Wants to bring down everything else. But the mind doesn't think like that. Mind said, okay, anything in life should have a benefit, because the mind works based on the benefit. If you said, okay, for religion stuff, if you throw out this one out and break someone's head, then you go to heaven. Mind said, okay, I'm happy now. Okay, it's a benefit. All right? But still, the driver is emotion. All right? It's not mind. The flow didn't start from mind. The flow started from the emotion. Emotion, we call it vomited to the mind. Poisoned mind. Then the mind gets angry. Then all mind's thinking is the anger. But it's not really, the anger was emotion part. Why is my mind is angry? So, okay, the emotion, it was too many emotions there. It just, instead of going the right flow from the mind, wise thinking, go to the emotion, and then emotion goes to the flow of the energy. Now, emotion wants to do something. And emotion is just going to to the water and also at the same time to the mental world, right? They just all the emotional stuff goes vomited to the mind and polluted the mind, and then mind gets confused with that all emotion, and then starts thinking the thoughts which is not in a right way. But still, then mind says, okay, let's throw out this singing bowl, and then how should I throw it? How much, like fast, and what angle? Everything then ends with mind. The mind is, what?
And then to who?
Yeah, to who? Who should I? It's a good subject anyway. Whoever doesn't pass the final exam will get that. Anyway, then sometimes it's not in the right way. But the right way is this. It's from mind, thinks, analyze. All analyze is with mind, right? And then goes to the emotion, goes to the water, energy, and action. Now, from mind makes 1,000 thought. Not all of them we are doing it, right? Just some of them. When it comes from mind to emotion reject, if the emotion is normal, reject 990. Say nope, doesn't feel right, I don't feel good. Why should I do that? Because the emotion has its own center and its own mind and its own decision and thoughts and everything. Then emotion will get 10, for example, thoughts out of that 1,000. And then these two, when it get together, usually energy goes. Usually. If someone is not sick or it's normal, then it goes. Mind itself should send the signal to emotion, are you happy to do that? That might take time between mind and emotion. Analyzing in the emotion center might take time. When it goes to the energy is like someone is doing things. I'm saying, okay, Akhil, can you give me the water? Then he just do it fast, right away. Then from the time-wise, between the action and energy, it's not that much time. It's quick. From water to fire takes a bit time. From fire to mind takes more time. Even could take a year. You might say, okay, I'm just going to build this house like that. Oh, I don't have money. I have to work 30 years now. Still, I keep it in my mind, right? I keep in my mind, I want a home. I want to build the house. I want to do this. But you don't give it to your emotion. We have to talk about emotion in a separate session. What is emotion? Why we have emotion? Why emotion get corrupted? Why emotion is not working properly? Probably next session, if you remind me at the first, we talk only more about the emotion itself. What is emotion? Why God gave emotion to us? Because if we were like bots, robots, it was easier, right? No anger, no jealousy. We just think, if it's good, we do it. The robot is very good. It's less mistake. But the emotion center makes lots of mistakes. We talk about that, why we have the emotion center, what's the benefit. Okay. Sometimes we have two words, men and women, or sometimes is active or passive. mental world is always active. It's like a male, right? And emotional world is like a woman. It's passive. Passive doesn't really mean it's passive, because women usually are more active than men. But there is one difference. Men act, then it kind of gives the idea to woman, and the woman does. Even in life, usually, might be a bit different these days, but usually men says, okay, do you want to go build a house or go for dinner? And then everything else usually the wife does, right? Isn't it like that? That's like the two poles, like emotion and mind are two parts of the mind, emotion and intellect. The intellect is more male, the other side is more female. Now, that doesn't, every man or every woman, they have emotion and mind. Once they are in balance, then it's good. It doesn't matter if you are man or woman, they should be in balance. Now, what would be the balance between the mind and emotion? Can you tell me that how much or what's the percentage between the emotion and mind in men? If it's 50-50 is in balance, if it's 99-1, any guess? 75 to 25, okay. Aki? Say again? 60 to 40. 60 to 40 is the best. 60 to 40 is, where did you get that number exactly? 60 to 40, if someone is man, he should be 60% men side active, 40% woman side active. If someone is woman, they should have 60% woman active, 40% men active. If a woman is very, very woman, right, 99% woman, or a man is 99% man, imagine it would be like a man sitting there. Usually we're trying to imagine it like with lots of mustache and sitting there. It just command, right? And it doesn't do anything. That's like 99% men, right? And then the woman works in his home, 99% of everything. He just says, okay, let's build a house. That's it. The woman is making the house. When the woman making the house, it wouldn't be probably a strong house, but it would be pretty. Yeah, it depends. It just, we are trying to imagine the normal, very woman and very man. But probably the next wind, the house might go. But before the wind, we have a very pretty house. Right? If a man built the house, it would be probably like a cave, very strong. Yeah, but you cannot enjoy the life. That would be exactly the mind and emotion. Right? Emotion is happiness. If a man is two men, if a person is... Now, I'm just giving the example as a man and woman when they married together, or internally man and woman inside me. If I am supposed to be a man, and my 60% mental work works, and then 40% follows the 60%, right, then I'm a normal person. I'm not, I can't just live as a normal person because, but now imagine I'm a man in the real life, I'm a husband, and I'm 90% woman inside. Then most of the time, I'm not doing my task. Right? Usually men put the rubbish bin at the door, like I'm not doing it. Saying, okay, because my mental world, or as a man, I have to decide, I have to do stuff. I have to initiate things. Usually women are not initiating or starting things, men doing it. Let's just generally go back to life, men and women, normal men and women. Men does stuff quick. Women, they do it slow, right? Because men doesn't think much. Men says, okay, let's build a house. Okay, start. When you tell a woman think about everything about the house. Okay, where it should be. What should I tell my mother-in-law? Why, how many windows should have? But if you tell me to build a house, I'm saying, okay, let's build. I said, okay, how many windows? I'm saying, oh, we decide later. Whenever we are building the walls, and we decide how many windows. Men do things quick, but with more mistake. Women doesn't do it if you let them, not usually they don't do it even, because they have the fear of mistake. But because of this, they do it more properly. They do more thinking, right? That's still happening with me. I'm going, okay, Roma, let's go to swimming pool. And then 20 seconds later, I'm sitting in my car outside, very fast. And then like 2 minutes later, Roma is coming. But when he's coming, he has my goggles, he has my towels. So, I forget that. Oh, we need that too. Right? That's just the normal human being. Women think because they usually are scared or they have the fear of making mistake. Then they don't make mistake much. But the problem is they're slow. Men does it fast. They do lots of mistakes. They don't care. They do it again. None of them are good. All right? I mean, some advantages this side, some advantages this side, some disadvantage. Now, what if I have my men and women inside both active? Then I'm doing it properly. Then I don't need to go 20 seconds in my car, and I don't need to check everything, right? Even check, is the neighbor's home, is the phone oven and everything. Just a few things, and then I say, okay, now I have my mobile, I have my key, and a few times when I left my left gym and get to the car, and then I realized I don't have the key, and just like average thinking, it makes me a bit more slow, but it makes me more considerate, and then less mistake. Then there is two type, just generally the people. The people, they don't scared of the mistake, but they do much. That's good. That's good to do much. But now people, they don't do much, but they do less mistake. We should have both in control. And then we decide which one to work, which one works, which one to use now. If really I'm in a hurry, I'm saying, okay, woman, just be passive. I don't need you. I just need to go now. If I do need to do something more important for people or for community or something, then I'm saying, okay, men, just sleep there. I'm doing myself as a woman, everything. That's just generally very, the definition of the men and women in the nutshell. Now, inside, then if I'm a man, then I have to be men outside. Then I have to use 60% of my men. If I'm a woman, I have to use my 60% potential of being woman. If a woman doesn't be a woman, and a man doesn't be a man, right, and then they live together, then it wouldn't be a good life. Now, that's the balance is, and that 20% is because of, let me give another example. That 20%, what is that 20%? If Akil is the head of the, organization, or he would be a new employee somewhere. It would be different, right? If he's a new employee working somewhere, even if he's smart, he should be more woman. He should be more careful to do his job. He doesn't need to think for the whole company. He doesn't need to make new decision. He has to follow whatever they told him to, but do it with less mistake and with more happiness, with good emotion. Then we would say, okay, I'm a new employee. I like my job. I'm doing less mistake. That would be a good employee. Now, 10 years later, the same person, now it's in the head. He has to decide. Now he has to make things. He has to change things, right? Then I'm saying, okay, now you're the head of the organization, just follow. Then say, follow what? I'm the head now. I have to decide. I have to create. I have to do something new. I have to change the company. And every decision I'm making, now you have to tell employees to follow, right? Now the circumstances or the situation of the life when they put us in the life, wherever they put wherever they put us, we have to see our situation. If I'm driver, if I'm man, if I'm woman, if I'm married, if I'm single, my responsibility would be different. Now, as a soul, I don't have male or female. But now I have a body of a man or a woman, right? I have a situation that I'm married or I'm not married. Or I'm father or not father. The whole thing would be changed. That 20% is for the situation we placed in life. That would be the amount of that we should be flexible with our task. Still, we should have everything inside. Now, that would be the balance. The balance is having everything inside in the right amount. Now, probably in a different country might be the 60-40% different. That percentage is this good, probably maybe in Australia. I don't know, like Iran or Arab country, maybe they said, if you're a woman, you should be 0.5% woman. No, 0.5% men. Might be a bit different, or might be their wishes to be different. But can you tell me that in a life, or internally, who brings the happiness? Man or woman? Woman. Woman makes the happiness. Who makes the woman happy? That create happiness. Then it's men. It's too complicated. But if you have a happy wife, then you're happy. Because the wife is create happiness, or mother, a woman figure. The mother creates happiness in the home. But if the father don't let her, then the mother cannot create happiness because she's sad. That's very funny, and that's now our internal world. If I'm not happy, I'm saying, okay, what is this emotion I have? I said, okay, just go and check your mind. What are you creating for emotion? How are you creating for your emotion? What are you putting into emotion? Why emotion doesn't make you happy? Right? Make sense? That's a simple life manifestation lesson. We're saying that, okay, this is the order. This is everything start from mind, or should start from mind, then should go to the emotion, and then goes in action. But action and energy is too close. Okay? Any question?
Just a couple points. One was, I was just thinking, you would say the same for the mind and the man as the analytical left brain, and the woman and the emotional as the right brain, the creative right brain. That applies for them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And the second, when you were talking about emotions and the mind, it's difficult for them to agree. It was 1,990 times, and emotion says no. Would the water element have if those two actually agree, mind and emotion, would the water element has a say in it, has a power to reject, or is it automatically going through? And
the water sometimes it depends on. Okay, let's see. I'm thinking something harmful, right? Then I'm saying, okay, like throw this singing bowl. Right? I'm thinking that, and then emotion agreed, and then energy is cooperating and say, yeah, okay, do it. Now I'm throwing this out, right? And then someone gets hurt. Then, now I've done an action which the energy is just following rules, right? Following orders, actually. Now, this happens 100 times. I'm angry, I'm saying something. Now, over the time, my water gets polluted by the angry mind, angry emotion, right? Then 2 years later, I would have lots of energy sickness, like depression, right? What is depression exactly? When a person is depressed, sometimes they say, okay, let's go cycling. Well, I cannot go, right? The energy doesn't follow. The reason is when I'm doing things harmful, first is fine, then second time is fine, 10 times is fine. When it's happened 100 times, then now, by here we talked about internally, now I'm doing externally to other people. Then they start fighting back. When they're fighting back, I will get lots of bad energy from the others in my energy. Then my mind says, okay, let's do this one. Emotion agrees, but I don't have energy, right? Because the energy is now, it's not like pure, it's not helping me. If all of them goes through together and produce the same and good result, then it's always, you can continue. But the same example I can say, this tree says, okay, let's jump from the roof. And then I jump, and then my bones are broken. Then I say, okay, we all three agreed to do it again. The body says, no, I cannot do it anymore. I said, okay, I listened, but you broken my bones. I cannot do it anymore. All right? The same thing happening. The energy is more acceptable, accepts the command or the orders from there. But when it's harmful, it gets weak and weak and weak. Then the problem starts with the body and energy. Then we don't have a good energy. We don't have a good body. We have to purify all of them, connect all of them, and then, for example, when I'm getting angry, in my mind I'm thinking something angry, I can let the anger go to my emotion, the harmful thought go to my emotion, and do something and harm someone. And then for sure the person would harm me too, right? That person might throw something else. And then I'm sitting there with pain. See, the result is over the time would be what I'm producing. Then a person with a good condition, for example, a perfect person, is always goes through, see the result, then the result, investigate the result, and I'm saying, okay, that was good result, okay, continue to do. Then next time I'm saying, I was angry, I screamed at my wife didn't say anything. Oh, good to go. Then the consciousness says, yeah, but you made her sad. Then you see the result, and then it said, no, that wasn't a good decision. Next time, I'm checking. If this decision goes down, see the result, and purify next time, then over the time, the person is always healthy. Always all elements work together. Then you would have a heaven. Because the heaven, you have the earth, you have the water, you have the fire, you have the air. You can create your own heaven inside. If one of them doesn't work with the other one, or you get the bad result, or your heaven is fighting with another heaven, soon it would be hell, right? Then it goes to the result and what you produce with these 4 elements, and then what you get back in result. Then, the energy most of the time doesn't work with whatever my mind telling me to do, or even my emotion are happy to do. I would say everyone are happy to do some exercise, going to gym, in their mind, in their emotion, but they don't do it. Right? Because the energy said, 1,000 times you told me to do something, and 998, it didn't produce something good. Saying, now this is gym, it's good. He said, no, I cannot trust you anymore. The statistics doesn't show that you're deciding very well. That would be answering your question.
Just to quickly clarify.
Mm-hmm.
Just to quickly clarify, women are all emotions and men are all action, right?
Okay, you can say that, yeah.
So then, if men are all action, how come it's...
Not action. No, action is producing by... See, action is the child born. When child born is action. Is a result of action, men and women. Men are intellect. Women are emotional.
So it's like men are fire and women are mind. Oh, no, men are mind and women are fire.
Women are fire, yeah, exactly. Fire, these elements are kind of, some of them are like men or women. Fire is woman, right? Air is men. And the water is kind of both, but more men. The earth is both, more woman. That's the reason I draw it like this. These two kind of in the middle. Okay. Now, this all we're talking about is essence, right? I would say the essence, let's put the essence here in the middle. The essence in the middle has these attributes or properties, right? If the essence is not there, then even the earth, the body, that would be dead. That would be nothing. It's not worth anything, right? The mind cannot think. The emotion. Remember, we're talking about the essence. That's when the essence is there, everything makes sense. If I take out the essence, then the whole four bodies or four elements or man or woman or child or whatever, it's worthless. Right? If the essence is not there, if I remove the essence, right, then none of these ones are useful. Then your mind, can you think with your mind? Can you have emotion? Can you have action? Or you cannot anything. All of them are alive because of essence inside these four elements. That's a very important lesson. The essence is feeling, managing them. The essence is managing manage between the mental world and the emotional world. If I'm thinking something and thinking something and repeating that thought, right, then eventually I get emotional. I'm thinking, why Chris is sitting like that? Why you put the microphone there? Or even the bottle of water is not in the right place. And then I'm thinking and thinking and thinking. 10 minutes later, if I'm 10 minutes thinking about Chris's faults or whatever he's doing wrong, then like 100 thoughts, small one, I'm getting a bit annoyed, right? With the thought, I'm just creating emotion, and then 1,000 thoughts about something negative about Chris, then it creates more emotion, right? Now, I should say, okay, stop thinking now. It's not useful. It's not even doing anything good. You're not creating anything good. Who should say that? Someone should be alive between mind and emotion. He said, don't send these crazy thoughts. Stop. Right? Because we call it now essence, but yeah, true. The essence should be alive there. He says, okay, mind, whatever you're creating here is not useful. Stop. Go think about, I don't know, Farid, there. Think about someone else, or something better. Think about something which produce something good in emotion at least. Right? And then, who is the person, the essence inside these four elements is managing this element. If we're doing automatically everything, then it depends on the nature, could change it. Like someone comes here, then says, okay, Reza, you're a very good person, I really like you. Then I would be happy, right? And I'm saying, okay, no, wait. Essence says, wait. You created emotion based on someone else something, you created that emotion, a positive one, which is not even really important. He might telling lies right now, right? Or I don't know, he might have his own reasons, or maybe he's happy just telling you. If tomorrow he's getting sad, he tells something else, right? It's not really telling something good about me. It means that he's good, at least in this moment. Is he's like drunk? He tells you, oh, you're very good, thank you. And then tomorrow, if you see him in the morning, he says, oh, what a disaster was last night. Then I'm saying, okay, the essence says, no, wait. You're getting the emotion from somewhere else. Nope, that's not the right thing to do. You have to create here. And then mental board start doing something harmful to emotion. And so, no, wait here. Very simple. Like you have to, you should see your mom and dad as mental board and emotional board. You have to manage them. If your dad telling something to your mom, said, Dad, this is not the right thing to say. You're making my mom sad. Yes. Yeah. And if anyone, especially touching the eggs, saying this is now making the essence sad. Okay. You get that? The idea, it's these 4 elements are a tools. It's the 4 tire. It's the 4 legs of a donkey or the vehicle. The essence is thinking. The essence is, thinking is not right word now because we are thinker are there, but managing. The essence is managing these forces. If the essence is active and says, okay, now I want to manage myself, right? I want to manage my forces, my thoughts, my emotions, see my emotions, why my emotion is not clean, why my emotion is not purified, why I'm depressed, why I'm thinking like that, why I don't go to gym, or why I don't go to even classes, or it just starts, in essence, when it starts to manage the whole world, internal world, then gradually saying, okay, why a person can say, why are all men? Why are all women? But then start managing them. Say, okay, listen, you shut up, you talk. It's all regarding to the essence. We're talking a lot about the elements, but actually we are not talking about the elements. We're just describing the car you're sitting in, right? And then you said, okay, what about me? I said, no, you all are the main purpose. But I have to explain the car first. You can drive, right? But at the end, you are driving it. You have to drive well, and you have to choose wherever you want to go. Because these elements, they don't know where to go. The car doesn't know where to go. But the car has different tire systems. But you have to decide where to go. That would be the essence's call. Then whatever we're talking about the elements, which they are very important, we're still talking about cars. We're still talking about the vehicle. Then slowly, then you would know, oh, okay. Because sometimes, I remember we had like 10 sessions in Farsi classes. Somewhere at the end of 10 sessions, someone said, oh, I realized that I'm not doing anything wrong. This is the elements. This is the mind and emotion. I said, oh, yeah, no, you're doing wrong. Because you are now the manager. He said, oh, I was just getting happy that it was not my fault that I'm like that. That's when, in essence, get alive, start managing the vehicle. That's a very important point that, okay, the vehicle is taking you wherever you go, or you're making the vehicle go. You're waking up and say, oh, there I am. Oh, I'm in the car. Oh, that's a nice car.
Just want to clarify, the essence is the driver of the four forces, which are the four elements
Exactly.
within the body.
True.
And externally and internally as well.
That's true.
Is it like our consciousness?
That is our consciousness, but we have to talk in one of the next sessions what is the consciousness, what is the essence. The essence is, because we have to talk, this is the four elements or part of our body. Then we don't have only these ones, we have more to come next week. It's not only these three elements. There is more. There is consciousness, there is wisdom, there is inner light, there is other stuff, but let's call the essence as a real self or the inner self, but a kind of a drop of the soul. I'm saying soul, everyone knows what soul is, right? At least in the language. I'm saying, okay, I am a soul really. I'm not this body. I'm a soul. I just came to this body to be able to live in this world. But I'm a soul. And I'm not man or woman, right? I'm not even saying I'm now human, at least in this body. But human called me because I'm in this body. If I was in the body of the, I don't know, like rabbit, I was not human. But still I had a soul. Right? The soul is not defined, but it's body. I'm not soul. I'm sorry, I'm not body, I'm soul. Now, a soul descends to this world inside this vehicle. That's called essence. Essence is part of the soul which comes to this body, which we talk next week's about the soul and what is the soul and how we manage the soul. Oh, should we manage the soul too? Wow. That's four elements is enough. Let's manage this one first. Okay?
Is this sort of similar to like you need to drive your emotions and not let your emotions drive you?
That is true, yeah. That is. Now that's a general wording which is fine, which is good. But now you have four elements. You have to drive four elements, not letting any of four elements drive you. Yeah, four-wheel drive. Yeah, exactly. That's a four-wheel drive. Because even mind, you shouldn't let your mind think whatever he wants to think. Right? If something is not good, it's a teaching. Okay, mind, please stop and just do, I don't know, prayer, do mantra or something better. Or can you stop thinking about others? I don't need to know about others. Sometimes, at least. Right?
Just the based on how you drew the four, earth or body first, water, and then fire and mind, would you say that in general the essence will have more work or harder to accomplish, to control or supervise the mind and the fire because their location is higher based on the diagram? Or is it same?
True. If it's higher, it means that it should come from up to down. But as I said, the energy can vomit, can go back, can go opposite. Shouldn't go, but it's happening sometimes. And in the body, sometimes the stomach in the body is like, which part? Stomach, mind. Which element is the stomach? It's emotional center. Why? Yes, that's one answer. If you have a good feeling, you feel it here, even. That's very clear. But even symbolically, if you see, you always go and see everyone's, right? When you see people, things. Even I'm seeing these glasses, I'm saying, wow, that's very nice, right? I feel good, right? If something is nice, it's influence a good vibe in me, right? Emotion is when you see things, everything. We'll talk next week more, but when we see anything in this world, first impression is on your emotion. Actually, when we're seeing things, we're just walking into the street, we're just eating. We're just eating different things. You see the flower, you say, eat something good. Ah, it's a good taste. And then you see, I don't know, thorn or something negative, or you see something might be harmful. You see like a dog. Dog behind the fence is just very like aggressive one. Right away, your emotional center is negative, right? You're just eating it. Emotional is like a stomach. You just eat. Mind is like a mouth. Right? You just let it eat. So, okay, close it. The mouth. Sometimes even my stomach, when I'm having like dinner or especially dinner, my stomach is saying, close the door, close the door. He's talking to my mouth. The mouth is still sending things there. Yeah, stomach, because it's collecting whatever you give him to eat, he just gets all, and it has to digest everything you give him. That's, in real life, you see things all the times, you're collecting things, right? And it's all affecting your emotional center. Right? Okay.
I just had a thought that's been turning in my mind for the last hour maybe, and you know, a lot of this discussion is about myself or yourself, ourselves as individuals, but I'm thinking a lot of the whole problem of a whole country or a nation is related to this. Like why we even go to war with each other is the same reasons, like you were saying. Like there's the imbalance, and maybe the emotional decision is made, and then the intellectual, and then the actions happen.
True, absolutely. If a group of people would change, just inside, then the destiny of that group of people would change, right? Isn't that verses in Quran? It says we are not changing the destiny of any country or group unless they decide to change themselves. That's exactly it.
Question got cut off in the middle. Do you want to repeat again, or it's okay?
It's okay. It's exactly. If we change, the only way we're changing our destiny is we're changing ourselves. And the only way we can keep the destiny harmful as we have now is to just see each other's problem instead of seeing my problem. If I see my own problem, then what would be the result? Start fixing it, right? If I see, I'm like that. As soon as you see something wrong in your house or your internal world, you start fixing it. But if you see, the neighbor's house is like that, what do you create? What can you fix? You cannot fix anything, right? And you create, as soon as you see something else or someone else is not doing right thing, then you create a resentment, anger, any or not positive feeling about someone. Where do you create that feeling? You're not creating in the neighbor's house, right? You're creating inside you. If I'm seeing here my wife and saying, my wife is not doing right. Okay, I'm not fixing anything. My wife would not be fixed if I'm judging him or judging her. But right away, I create a negative feeling inside me. Then I'm saying, okay, why I'm doing it? The essence, if the essence would be active, it says, okay, what you're thinking about others, it would not help them, and it would harm myself. Where is the wisdom in this thinking? If I am seeing my own mistake, I can start fixing them right away. Right? And that would be, changing the destiny then. That's the reason if someone starts to work on themselves, change themselves, they start changing the destiny. But if we see others' problem, we would burn in the feeling, negative feeling we created in our house.
It wouldn't be a happy house. We're going back to your earlier.
Exactly, it wouldn't be a happy house.
If she's not happy, nobody's happy.
Exactly. Okay. That's the reason the whole Marefat class, teachings, is not teaching about anything else or anyone else. It's just teaching how many problems we have, what problems we might have. We see things from different angles and we fix them. Very simple lessons. We don't care if government is good or not good. If a person is good or not good. If a neighbor might have problem. If a neighbor has problem, it's their own problems. Right? It's not my problem. Why should I think someone else's problem? And if I can help a neighbor, I would go. I might. I would go to help the neighbor. Actually, I'm now your neighbor. You're our neighbor, right? I'm helping you. I cleaned my house in some level, and then I realized, wow, that's very good to have a clean house. Let's go tell others, guys, they want to clean your house. I cannot clean your house, but I can teach you how to clean your house. Yeah, okay.
I may have about this something about the theory of the anxiety. Now, where would you say, based on the assumptions of the 4 elements, where would anxiety be sitting? The severity of, it's the different levels of anxiety that we go through. We're talking about the severe one.
The anxiety is happening in the emotional center. Absolutely, for sure it's there. But it would get effect from the mind and from the energy, both. But it go to your, and usually if you get anxiety, you don't get headache, right? You get there in your gut, right? You just feel it something here or in the heart. It just, the area usually, and the lines, yeah. It's just, both are accompanied the anxiety. But it's happening in the emotional center. If you can control the mind and the energy at the same time, the anxiety go almost half. Because half of the anxiety is, around half of them is in the emotional center. Then like 20% from water, 20% from air, and because they all go to the same direction. If you control your mind, which would be like breath practice, right? Long breath. At the same time, if you have the activity, the body activity, right? Then the anxiety, yeah, the exercising, the anxiety just comes down, right? Even if you, it depends on the level, but sometimes I had experienced a few times a panic attack. And what will happen if you have a panic attack? That was one of my experience. And then you go Let me tell you my example. The things that happened to me. A while ago, I had a problem which made me like panic a few times. And once I was on the treadmill running in the gym. I was just walking actually. Then I was walking, and then suddenly it just hit me in my emotion center. It got all my mind, and I was just kind of like scared, and I was not conscious for a couple of minutes. Then I got like panic attack, and then I was feeling that my legs is like that, just loose. And then first decision was, I was just, at the same time I was watching myself. The first decision was, stop the machine, go home. Then I said, okay, I'm going home. It doesn't help. The panic attack is still there. That was funny anyway. Why I thought if I go home it would be better. But, can you tell why? Mind resolution, but why home? Because home is safe. I was feeling more safe in the home. I was saying, even if I want to die, I wouldn't be dying on the treadmill, on the running, between all people there. And I want to like die in my bedroom. Then I said, mind, I don't need your any help and solution. You don't help. Just shut up there. And then I said, okay, let's do whatever mind is not telling me. What can I do which is not normal? Because I know all people get panicked and all minds do stuff which is not helpful. I said, okay, let's run. Then I'll speed up the machine, the treadmill. And I went to 17, which usually I don't go to 17. It took me 1 minute, maybe less, even 30, 40 seconds. After 30, 40 seconds, I was going to die. At least I was feeling like that. And then a sudden moment, my mind says, okay, leave the panic. It's not important panic attack. He's killing us right now. Yeah, I'm getting heart attack. And I was a bit scared of falling there because it was very high speed. And then suddenly it just all changed for a second, and all the problem in my emotional center, in my mental center was, Reza, please don't kill us. Just the priority changed. That priority was not important at all. This priority, because for a second, it came to my mind, what if I just fell right now? And that made me scared. And then I went to the instinctive center, and then they said, okay, you don't have any problem. You just, probably that might happen with, when you're mad on, like for your wife, and then you tell something, you're mad, and just tell your wife or husband something, and then suddenly you see, oh, he's too angry. Saying, no, just forget it. That's not problem. Even I'm happy. I'm going to kiss you, and just forget it. It was like that. For me, it was that second that everything was just loose, and it was all gone for a sec. And then the mind was telling me, the only problem is with this speed, which is not your normal speed, you might just fall and break all these legs and stuff, and I said, okay, now I'll bring it down. And then I'll bring it down, I was okay. That was pretty high. 70 is pretty high, yeah, I know. I could go by like 16.
So how long did you do it
for a minute, maybe a minute and a few seconds. But in 1 minute, the action was like, it was just released. Now, I'm telling you that when you have the problem with the emotion center, if you go and run, what will happen? By running, you do engage the body and the energy, right? You don't engage your emotional center anymore. Then It just helps. This one was a test. I'm not recommending to do it. I don't want you to come back with broken legs. But it was a very good test for me. Because I was going, when I was sad, a few times happened, I just went for normal running. 5 minutes, didn't do anything. 10 minutes, still I was just nagging in my mind and I was just running. 15 minutes, I was normal. 20 minutes, I was happy. Because I wouldn't let my negative emotion work in me. I was saying, okay, no, let me do it. Right?
Taking charge.
Taking charge, yeah, exactly. Taking charge, and I want to do this one. That's the method you have to learn. All I'm saying, these ones are only an example. It might not work for you, but you have a complete lab. A laboratory you have, all is there. You have legs, hands and stuff, mind, emotion. You can find out.
So if I'm ever angry or sad or anything, if I just... So if I'm ever angry or sad or anything, if I just trick my body into thinking I'm dying, I'll be completely fine.
I'm not recommending to do it, but it is, yeah.
It's high risk, high reward.
I would say that, because for me it was a test and it was a moment happened and I used it as a lesson, but you cannot do it always, because the next time, the second time, you're...
There might not be a second time.
Yeah, there might not be second time, or the mind knows that you're tricking him, all right? But if you're angry, okay, decide 30-minute walk, or run, or punch wall or something. Do an exercise, right? Or if you're angry with your, for example, dad, right? And then you call me. You're not angry anymore, right? You are, but if you talk to me 5 minutes, right, then you're not angry anymore. Because you were angry by your dad, but you're doing not something else, right? If you're angry, your mind is stick to something and is not happy with that, try to not engage that thing temporarily. Just go do something else, all right? Do something else which use your mind for something else. Not go like lay down. If you go lay down, your mind is free and it would stick to your dad. Even if dad is not there and you go somewhere else, but still your mind is still discussing things with him, or still in a anger mode because it's still thinking that. Just go, do something, use your mind to do something else. Then you're detaching your mind from that subject. That's not a permanent solution, but it works temporarily.
To add, as you were explaining, I didn't realize this, but when I was young and I was going through sad experiences, I automatically went to play football. So it's not something I was aware at the time, but I always just went to play sports and got active. But until today, I didn't actually make that connection between the two, but it does work.
Okay. See you guys next week.